So Tommy Tuberville, the Republican senator, he gave us a classic GOP moment here. Look at this. Quote, "It's called summer. GOP brushes off record heat wave. Republicans say people concerned about unprecedented heat around the world should just chill out. It's called summer," is the reaction. Now, we just went over some of this before, but just to remind everybody again, Earth reaches hottest day ever recorded 4 days in a row. With Florida ocean temperatures topping 100 degrees, experts warn of damage to marine life. It's so hot in Arizona, doctors are treating a spike of patients who were burned by falling on the ground. Searing Arizona heat wave that's delivered 110-degree weather for 30 days straight kills off state's iconic cactuses. Cactuses! They're meant for the heat, and it was too hot for them. As locals bake cookies in cars and complain of melting roads. Okay, and now we have Republicans saying, I don't know, it's summer. It's called summer. Okay, let me give you more specifics here. Unless you've been living underground or have a vested interest in turning a blind eye to reality, you know that climate change has sent temperatures soaring to dangerous levels around the planet this summer. 2 global climate organizations on Thursday confirmed that July is on track to be the single hottest month on record. It is also likely the hottest month-long stretch in 120,000 years. Nearly 200 million people, 60% of the U.S. population, are currently under an extreme heat or flood advisory. But as usual, Republican climate deniers are quick to dismiss the dire impacts. Quote, "There is a very scientific word for this. It's called summer," Senator Tommy Tuberville told HuffPost when asked about the heat on Thursday. "It's no hotter right now than it's ever been. I've been in this heat all my life in July and August as a football coach. The world is not heating up. Come on. Let me repeat that for you." He said, and I quote, "It is no hotter right now, than it has ever been." You sure about that? Sure about that? What's this? What's this here? What's this? I don't understand what's going on here. Oh, that's right. This is what climate change looks like. The average temperature goes up. Now, by the way, you end up having extremes on both sides of the spectrum. So you also will get some record cold stuff. They say with the breakdown of the ocean currents, you could have like the UK and parts of Europe go into a deep freeze. But that's all linked to the same thing. As the global average goes up, you have all these issues arise. But does that look to you like it's not any hotter than normal? Is that what this looks like? It looks like quite the opposite to me. Tuberville coached college football before entering politics and has no apparent scientific background, yet the lack of knowledge in the field doesn't keep him from confidently poo-pooing the work of thousands of scientists around the world. Last month, as much of the U.S. Northeast was blanketed in thick smoke from Canadian wildfires, Tuberville deployed a similar response. Quote, "We've had fires for all of our life. Come on. Just because you're indignant doesn't mean you're right. Make no mistake, humans have pushed the planet into uncharted territory. Devastating heat waves have plagued the U.S., Europe, and Asia in recent weeks. The extent of sea ice surrounding Antarctica is at an all-time low. Sea surface temperatures in the North Atlantic are at a record high. In the Florida Keys, hot tub-level marine temperatures have triggered widespread coral bleaching, and scientists have scrambled in recent days to rescue hundreds of corals before they perish." Look at this, guys. Look at these charts. Antarctic sea ice. We're at a record low right now. Record low. North Atlantic sea surface temperature. We're at a record high. During a speech Thursday about the extreme heat gripping the U.S., President Joe Biden said the impacts of global climate change are undeniable. Quote, "I don't know anybody who honestly believes climate change is not a serious problem," he said. "There are, in fact, plenty. Quote, only in Washington will they try to find an excuse to take something that's been going on for hundreds of years to promote their crazy left agenda." House Majority Leader Steve Scalise told reporter Pablo Manriquez in the New Republic this week when asked about the link between human-induced global warming and the crushing heat. "Southern Louisiana, it's always hot," Scalise added. "Thank God for air conditioning." Sensing another theme here, this is what Ben Shapiro said the other day. Hey, man, we have AC. What are you complaining about? Last month, Senate Republicans heard from a fossil fuel advocate at a weekly closed-door meeting who argued that the benefits of using fossil fuels outweigh the harms. Of course, GOP senators representing states relying on oil and gas industries ate up his speech, carrying his signed book back to their offices. "It's hot for sure, but we know that weather cycles." Oh my God, said Senator Kevin Cramer, Republican of North Dakota. "What we do know about them is they've been going on for a long time. How much can we impact them? That's the question. I doubt we can." And to really put the cherry on top of this story for you, in the midst of a record hot month, when everybody's phenomenological experience, everybody's anecdotal experience matches the data that, hey, this is a real problem, we have to do something about it. What else did we learn? Conservatives released something called Project 2025. It blocks expansion of an electrical grid for wind and solar. It slashes the EPA's Environmental Justice Office. It prevents states from adopting California's car pollution standard, which is much more strict than a lot of places. It eliminates multiple Department of Energy offices involved in clean energy. So right at the time where we're witnessing record heat, where everybody's realizing climate change is really serious and it's a problem we have to address ASAP, they're going in the other direction. They're doing effectively the anti-Green New Deal. That's what Project 2025 is. More oil, more gas, more fossil fuels, more carbon emissions, more global warming. So look, how do we end up in this place? It's very simple. ExxonMobil, Chevron, all the big oil companies, they have bought a whole bunch of politicians. And in the process of buying those politicians, they do their bidding, and also they happen to be convinced by their very, very stupid propaganda. See, what happens is they buy off some junk scientists, the oil industry does, some paid hacks who will go out there and whip up some data points that they think makes their argument for them. Look, I don't know what you're talking about. Carbon dioxide is actually really good for plants. So this is actually a good thing. We've heard every single objection under the sun. Climate change isn't really happening, it's bogus. Or, okay, it's happening, but maybe it's good. Or, okay, it's happening, but maybe there's nothing we could do about it. We've heard every single thing under the sun. They had their data points. Did you know we broke more extreme cold records in the year 2012? They have all these things that they go to. So I think not only are they corrupt, but also they began to drink the Kool-Aid. And these junk scientists have swayed them. Even though, 98% of climate scientists agree on this stuff? Even though the same people who are saying climate change is not a real problem are literally the same people who argued in front of Congress that smoking cigarettes doesn't cause lung cancer. Paid hack scientists, junk scientists, mercenary scientists for hire to say whatever the hell you want them to say. Same people said smoking doesn't cause cancer. We don't know. Now they're saying this. I covered a story on that a while ago. I believe it was called like the Heartland Institute or something. They're the ones who have these junk scientists. Well, here we are. Here we are, y'all. This is death cult stuff, to be honest with you. Chomsky's made this point before, but if you truly believe climate change is an existential threat in the long run to life on planet Earth, as I think all the evidence points to in this moment, then what the Republicans are doing right now is legit death cult stuff. And we're witnessing it firsthand. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.